Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about DoorDash driver saves Blackstone employee from NYC shooter Shane Tamura's rampage. So we all heard of the incident with a Blackstone CEO where they have been unalived by a super pew pew going through the place, and apparently somebody was getting a DoorDash order delivered during this time and actually saved an employee that was working at Blackstone. I don't know how that happened, but I am intrigued to find out. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, what they're saying versus how it actually is, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A Blackstone employee who was on their way to the lobby of a building to pick up food on Monday evening fled to safety after getting an alert from DoorDash. The employee, who was working late, was heading down to the lobby when the delivery driver messaged her that there was a shooter in the lobby, according to the Wall Street Journal. The employee immediately rushed to a mother's room with several other colleagues to shelter as the harrowing scene unfolded in the lobby of 345 Park Avenue. Let the record show that instead of calling the police, her immediate response was to flee to a mother's room. Well, I guess it is like something they do recommend, like make sure you're safe and then call the police, but still. The gunman's identified as Shane Tamura entered the lobby of the Midtown Manhattan office building, which houses global investment powerhouse Blackstone, the National Football League, and global professional services firm KPMG, and proceeded to gun down 4 people with an M4 Super Pew Pew. YouTube's gonna be all over my ass for this one, isn't it? Fox reached out to DoorDash for comment. Hey, quick question. Why reach out to DoorDash when you can reach out to the DoorDash driver? Like, why are we making it sound like the app actually did something? They really didn't. Tamura, who has a history of mental illness, began his tirade in the lobby before proceeding to the 33rd floor by mistake. New York City Mayor Adams disclosed in interviews. Tamura, a high school football player at Granada Hills Charter in Granada Hills, California, indicated that he was suffering from chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, according to Mayor Adams and other reports, citing his self-unalive note left in the building. Look, this is all tragic, and what happened here shouldn't have happened, but why do I feel like this is going after my monetization here? The Blackstone employee, Wesley LePartner, who served as global head of Core Plus Real Estate and the CEO of Blackstone Real Estate Income Trust, was among the victims. Rudin Management, which owns 345 Park Avenue and a slew of other trophy buildings in New York, also lost an employee. The company declined to identify the employee. Why are we trying to hide the identity of an employee that was shot? Like, the CEO was a high-name person, granted, but why are we trying to not give acknowledgement to the person that was literally shot as well? Why is it so important for this person to be mentioned, but not the other one? That's weird to me. A New York City police officer, 36-year-old Didarul Islam, and lobby security officer Aland Etene were also killed. An NFL employee who was leaving the office was also hit and remains hospitalized. Workers at the NFL who operate out of the 3rd floor were told to work from home or take the day off, according to the memo from Commissioner Rogan Goodall. If they were forcing people to work after a mass shooting happened in their building, that'd be wild to me. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Overall, this is a little strange to me. Obviously, the main point of this was the mass pew-pewing, right? Why even bring up the DoorDash driver, though? Like, I understand the DoorDash driver notified the employee. Like, the DoorDash driver was barely mentioned. And you didn't even talk to the person that actually was the driver involved in the situation, you asked DoorDash to comment. Not for nothing, DoorDash has nothing to do with this. I think it's weird that they mentioned that the CEO was unalived, but they wouldn't mention the other 3 employees. Granted, those other people are not nearly as buzzworthy as a CEO, clearly, but at least mention, hey, so-and-so, 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 and so-and-so were also lost in this event. Like, was that the point? Like, to maintain their privacy where the CEO, you literally could not? That's a little odd to me. Now, I have seen conversations about this pop up online, and they're kind of bringing it back to the point of the Luigi incident with the United Healthcare CEO and saying a new adjuster has arrived. And you know what? Maybe I do want to be clear. While I understand any frustration that comes from these CEOs and comes from these employees, would really prefer that kind of conversation to not enter my comment section. Not for nothing, I get the frustration on both sides. Like, I get both sides of the argument. I almost don't want to post this because I know it's eventually gonna get there. Because the worst part is that the DoorDash driver was the least relevant part, but was the first mentioned aspect of this article. Like, I feel like they were trying to do something with that. It just goes to show that DoorDash has become such a buzzword at this point that even a major media platform such as the New York Post has outwardly just used that term for SEO purposes. That's literally the only valid reason, at least in my opinion. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.